Hi, good afternoon. My name is Damaris, and I'm going to narrate a shorter version of the book The Fault in Our Stars. John Green, the author behind The Fault in Our Stars, is an American writer that is known for writing young adult fiction, romance, and drama novels. This book is based on his friendship with Esther Earl and how she sought death since she had a terminal illness. This book was published in January 2012, and it is the sixth novel written by John Green and has a 4.8-star rating according to public opinion. The characters that will appear in the comic are Hazel Grace, Augustus Waters, Isaac, Mrs. Lancaster, Dr. Maria, Peter Van Houten, and Blickenhart. The book is narrated from Hazel's perspective, so I'll do the same. Hi, my name is Hazel. At 13, I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, so this is my life. I have thyroid cancer, which spreads to my lungs, so I need an oxygen pump to help me breathe, and I spend most of my time in hospitals. My doctor thinks that I need a support group to meet people just like me, so I wouldn't be locked in my house all day. The support group I go to is in a church, and here I met Isaac and his best friend Augustus. Isaac has a rare type of eye cancer, and he's about to be blind in both eyes. And Augustus Waters is an 18-year-old boy who has an osteosarcoma, which led to a leg amputation. At the end of the group session, Gus invited me to his house to watch a movie. When we got home, we exchanged books, and I told him to read An Imperial Affliction because it is my favorite book, and he gave me The Price of Dawn, a book that is based on his favorite video game. I arrived at my house, and this is me reading the book that Gus gave me. At night, I went again to his house, and I have no idea how, but he contacted my favorite author, Peter Van Houten. Days later, thanks to Gus, Van Houten contacted me and offered to visit him on Amsterdam. The next day, Gus called. He was inviting me to Amsterdam with his family so I could meet Peter. I tried to convince my mom, but she doesn't want to because of my cancer, and the trip will be very expensive. Days later, I get really sick. My mom takes me to the hospital, and my doctor said I cannot go to Amsterdam. Then a week later, I feel better, and I hope my mom and my doctor give me permission. They talked for hours and finally made a decision. I have permission, and I'm very excited. Finally, I will meet Peter Van Houten. We're about to board a plane that will take us to Amsterdam. I'm so nervous. When we finally arrived, Gus and I went out for dinner and to see the city. Then, of course, we went to Peter's house and met him. Her assistant was the one who received us. After an hour being there, meeting him wasn't what I expected. He treated us badly, saying that we just want to pity. Blickenhart, his assistant, apologized for him, and she decided to be with us and visit the Anne Frank Museum. We got to the museum, and although there were too many floors, I got pretty tired. I managed to climb all of them. We arrived at the hotel, packed our bags, and rested. In the morning, we arrived at the airport to go home. We got home, and now to unpack. A week later, Gus told me his cancer came back and spread throughout his body. He couldn't move, so he called me one day to take him to the emergency room. Gus spent 8 days in intensive care until he passed away. I visited him several times, but I don't think he ever knew. 8 days later, we went to his funeral and said goodbye to him. You will be remembered, Gus. Peter appeared at Gus's funeral. He said he was sorry how he treated us, and apparently Gus left me a goodbye letter which he sent to Peter. This is me reading the goodbye letter Gus left me. Now you know my story. Appreciate all the moments you have and always love. Thanks.